Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Derek.
I'm your host, Dominic.
We are currently on episode 47, and we have a very special guest today. We have Josh Mayer. He has over 1 million followers on TikTok and over 40,000 followers on Instagram. He is one of the most creative influencers in the golf game. Make sure to give him a follow. His handle is @JoshMayerGolf. Today is a special day as we have the one and only Josh Mayer. He has over 1 million followers on TikTok and has over 40,000 followers on Instagram. Josh, thank you so much for taking the time and hopping on our podcast. Appreciate it.
Heck yeah, appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely. So you have a huge following, obviously, on TikTok, as we just said, and then obviously on Instagram as well. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the game of golf.
Oh, into the game of golf. I played a little bit in like middle school, high school, just kind of messing around. Never like really took it seriously. Just kind of messed around with my buddies a little bit. I played a lot of baseball growing up, so it was always kind of like I was scared of golf ruining my baseball swing. So,
Sure.
Didn't play a ton of golf, and then ended up playing baseball in college. And then once I graduated college is when I really started to get a little bit more into golf. My wife now, so my father-in-law used to be a golf pro, so I started dating my wife like towards the tail end of college. And he was obviously playing all the time. My brother-in-laws were playing all the time. So, that helped me out. He took me to the range, gave me some lessons, got a little bit better, which obviously kind of helps to grow the love for it a little bit more. When you're not hitting, just worm burners left and right, you can.
So did you have like the natural like baseball transition golf swing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Way over the top. Just a little slice action all day. Yeah, for sure. I'm still fighting against that to this day, for sure.
Oh, I'm still doing it. Baseball is my first love. Like, I love baseball. Love everything about it. Season ticket holder for the Twins. Like, I love baseball, right? I cannot hit a golf ball to save my life.
Yeah, does not promote a good golf swing. Yeah.
No, I just switched up my grip, and that helps a little bit, but it's still like I just want to swing it like a bat, and it's not a bat.
So when you started playing it, did you just get like completely obsessed with it though? Because I feel like that's how a lot of people, once they start playing it, it's like all they want to do.
Yeah, I feel like most like people who played other sports, like athletes, kind of have the same story where it's like, all right, you're done playing this sport you played your entire life, and it's like, what do you do now? Like, I was not really trying to play like church softball, so I was like, I had to find something to like, keep those competitive juices flowing. And all my buddies we were kind of like the same level of skill, so it was fun to go out there and compete with them and mess around and stuff. So
it's a sport too that you can play pretty much your whole life,
right? Really. For sure, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So Dom's actually the one that kind of originally showed me your videos, and absolutely love them. They're fantastic. So how did you get into that? I mean, did somebody send you some messages, or did like a light bulb go off and you're like, you know what, let's just start making some different types of videos? And how did that even come for fruition?
Well, I guess you guys want like how I got into like making content, basically.
Yeah, that's
sure. So I used to work for a YouTube channel. Actually, it was a motorcycle YouTube channel. I didn't do anything with like content for them, but I just managed. We had like some private label products that we sold like on Shopify and Amazon FBA. So I managed that kind of stuff. But I was just like around social media all day. Like, we were always talking about YouTube and thumbnails and how to like grow a following and stuff. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, my boss has like built this following around something that he loves, like social or like motorcycles. And so I was like, it'd be kind of cool at some point to build an audience around like something that I enjoy, like golf. So TikTok was getting hot at the time. I'm a Gary Vee guy. I was crushing some Gary Vee.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's kind of got this. Everybody who like came up during like COVID kind of has the same story, but crushing some Gary Vee podcasts, and he was like harping on TikTok. I'm like, oh man, Gary Vee is literally never wrong, and I've just like always ignored what he said, so I might as well like take it to heart here and actually start making some content. So started making content on TikTok. Started doing just like trick shots and stuff after work and like on the weekends, like pretty stupid stuff.
Well, you're doing a good job of it. It's working.
Well, yeah, I mean, so the trick shots then, like a couple of them ended up getting like a couple 100,000 views, and I was like, all right, cool, like this is fun. And then once COVID hit, I was working from home. I was quarantined at my mother-in-law's house, so I just like had her entire basement to myself. And so I was just filming like 3 trick shots a day, and one of them ended up getting like 30 million views or whatever. Wow. And so that really, kind of got everything going.
So I don't know if my wife listens to Gary Vee by any chance, but she's literally been trying to tell me like, you need to do TikTok videos. She's been trying to get me to do it for a long time. I'll tell you
what, man. Yeah. TikTok kind of sucks to some degree, but like at the same time, like there was such an opportunity for like just organic growth, just people blowing up overnight. So I wouldn't say I like blew up, but like I experienced a little bit of that, of like just that exponential growth. And then, just kind of kept it rolling from there. Did some more trick shot stuff, and then started getting nicer out. We could be outside. Golf courses started to open up. So started making more golf content. And then, started playing par fours with like stupid items that people commented on my videos. That kind of that was kind of like another wave.
Mini driver.
Yeah.
That mini driver is sick.
Yeah. So, did stuff with like that, and then started like, I don't know. I was just trying to like be as creative as possible, and I was making golf clubs out of stuff, and like
the 3D printer with the putter. That was really cool.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff where I was just like racking my brain, buying stuff off Amazon, trying to make clubs out of stuff. So, and then
you came up with
what's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I was gonna say, did you come up with like most of these ideas, or did they like kind of reach out like, hey, he's got a pretty big following, like maybe we can ship him this and see if he can create a video, or is it all kind of out of your own?
Not really. I mean, most of it was just kind of me. Like, I mean, like I did some like sponsored posts and stuff. So companies would reach out and be like, yo, can we send you our product? But most of it was just kind of like stupid ideas I had for buying stuff off Amazon, and I guess just trying to be like as creative as possible. And I will say like what I tell people is like my content probably up until this point where I'm like kind of bearable enough to watch, like play actual golf. I was just like making content that kind of hid the fact that I was terrible at golf. So that was
established. Do you have an established handicap now?
I do. I'm like a 6 handicap now.
So you're still hitting them pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the problem is like every other like influencer on the internet is like freaking like +2. I'm just like,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love the you just bent a wedge like 90 degrees.
We did do that.
That might be like my favorite thing I've ever seen, because I know I've always been like, I just want a wedge. I can just smoke from anywhere and have it go like 4 feet.
Yeah, it either goes like 5 yards or like 200 yards. If you
The
problem is like the bounce on that guy. It's like 45 degrees of bounce or something like that. Sure. So, just not a lot of opportunity for error there. Yeah.
I want one, and I think we should make.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Do you have a preference like over TikTok or Instagram as far as like your, not necessarily your following obviously is much larger on TikTok, but as far as like not necessarily sponsored posts, but just the messages, the DMs, or just the outreach? Do you think Instagram is a little bit better, or do you prefer TikTok? What's kind of your take on that?
As far as like direct like DMs go?
Yeah, TikTok, that and just
TikTok DMs kind of suck. I'm like everybody just like sends me videos. Like I don't like Instagram's great for DMs. I feel like that's almost like a community in and of itself. Is like the Instagram DM community. That's like a thing. People are always
absolutely. So I've been kind of stagnant on the TikTok. So we started a Save Par Golf page not too long ago, and I've been posting, but I've been not as up to date with Instagram. I'm posting all the time, and that is the one thing that people always ask, like, how do you grow? And I'm like, you have to really be proactive and have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not consistent, there's already someone else doing those things for you and kind of surpassing you. So I definitely feel like doing it by yourself or having another person, like you have to stay really consistent. I've been really consistent on Save Par Golf Instagram, and it's been doing really well. The TikTok has not been as much as I'd like to invest my time in, but it's a lot of work. So like, that's kind of my next thought is like, you're doing this kind of all by yourself, right? Do you have like a crew or any helpers, or is this just
as far as like content goes, I'm doing that for myself. I've just now kind of started to work with a guy for like brand deals and stuff. Yeah, as far as content goes, I'm still filming and editing everything on my phone, which probably should get out of here pretty soon. But it's worked up to this point, so I'm just kind of rolling with it. But
right.
Yeah. How about you? Do you guys like post? Sure. You guys do like clips from your podcast on Instagram stuff and like TikTok?
So I've wanted to. I do little clips on there's a separate Instagram for the podcast.
Okay.
So like I do stuff like that on there when I have time. We had audio issues last episode, so I didn't want to do too many, which is why Derek's not allowed to do anything audio related anymore.
Banned.
Yeah, you got banned. I like to do little stuff like that. I've been trying to figure out kind of the ins and outs of growing via audio clips and stuff like that. Because I've read it either works really well or it doesn't work at all. Okay. People like to have video content, stuff like this. We're just not at a place where we could really harness the video yet.
Okay,
that's what we want to be.
We're just talk with Zoom more to like.
Yep. Well, even like if it's just Derek and I, like it'd be nice to be able to kind of have, because like between the two of us, there's like 18 cameras, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of cameras and a lot of technology, but it's a matter of getting a spot and kind of decking it out how we want it to, where we can do like YouTube videos and have more video. People like to really see who you are and get more of that, kind of build that relationship. Yeah. So we're definitely trying to get there. We're just not at that point.
And like Derek and I have known each other for a while. So there's a lot of like facial expressions and like I talk with my hands quite a bit and people listen but don't see that.
Like Ricky Bobby on Talladega.
Yeah, sometimes I just don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
So there's an element of like fear but still wanting to grow. We're just not there yet. But yeah, for the most part, it's just me. I edit everything. I'll ask Derek if there are like certain clips that he like really looks back on and goes, yeah, that was funny. I can find it, clip it, and put into an audio, and then bam, post it in like 15 minutes.
Speaking of editing, how long does it typically take for you to like start, like you come up with your idea and then finish it? Like how long does that typically take?
For like TikTok videos or just like short form stuff?
Just in general. Yeah. So like if you see like maybe one of your reels or even, TikTok video, because it looks like you kind of have a different TikTok video versus what you put on Instagram for the most, might be the same thing, but a different style of video.
Yeah. I would say I've like, with Instagram implementing reels or whatever, I'd say it's pretty much now it's kind of just like the same. I pretty much post the same video on both. But yeah, I mean, for short form stuff, it does not really take me terribly long. Probably, I mean, if I'm just like playing one hole, which is what most of the stuff is, it maybe takes me 15, 20 minutes to film and then maybe another 30 minutes or an hour to edit it. So nothing crazy, but YouTube's where YouTube takes up a lot of time. Yeah.
So we made a little like course vlog. I say it very loosely in quotes. Like we brought my camera, I had the lens, we have the microphone and everything. I put that into whatever the Adobe software is, Premiere, and I immediately got a headache. I was like, this is not for me.
A lot, man. There's a reason why all these like video editors are getting burnt out like after 2 years of just like grinding. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Because like with this, we just throw everything into Adobe Audition, put a filter on it, and then export it. Super easy. But the video stuff, I tried it and I was like, this is not. I don't like this. Like
it's a lot.
It's just like what do I click? Where do I click it? When do I click it? It's I can understand why people don't edit their own stuff anymore.
For sure. Yeah. No, for sure.
Definitely
a process. Yeah.
Definitely an art.
For sure.
That makes me understand why TikTok's big, because if it only takes like a half hour.
Yeah. And some people like don't even edit their stuff. They just like throw it up.
Raw material. And it's like you said, it's from your phone. So it's a lot easier just to manage rather than having to import from your computer. But we were just talking before we hopped on, you were just at the 3M Open, which is in Minnesota, where we're from. What were your thoughts on the 3M Open, and how did you kind of get into that as far as like doing different events and traveling around?
Yeah. 3M Open was awesome. Such a sick course. Just like getting out of Texas was nice. It was a little bit cooler at night. Could just kind of hang out. No, 3M Open was mad cool. They treated me super well.
They gave you the Minnesota Nice treatment.
What's that?
So they gave you the Minnesota Nice treatment.
Dude, they did. Everybody's so nice in Minnesota. Yeah, for real. I'll tell you what, even just going, I had to go to Home Depot to like pick something up, just like some adhesive. And I was asking the lady working there about the adhesive, and she like didn't 100% know. She's like, you know what? Let's just take this. She grabs 2 bottles of the ones that I was like picking which one to choose. And she just like opens them up and tests them out, both like right there in front of me. And she's like, yeah, you know what? I think this is the one you should go with. Like grabs me a new bottle. I'm like, man, nobody would have done that for me. Like back in Pennsylvania or here in Texas. Like that was so nice. She gave me like her business card. I didn't even know people from Home Depot had business cards. Like,
that is pretty cool.
It was great.
Maybe she knew you on TikTok or social media on Instagram. Maybe
I doubt she was on that.
Maybe now you have an adhesive plug.
There you go.
Yeah, big 3M guy, huge 3M guy.
I like their sponges.
There you go.
Yeah, great sponges. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, that is a great sponsor because it's just like all the stuff you kind of like have to buy. It's just like they make pretty much everything.
So I volunteered for it, like we were saying. So when you volunteer, you get like a goodie bag.
Yeah.
And you always get a big bottle of 3M hand sanitizer.
There you go.
And their stuff is like legit, but like their sticky notes are great. Their sponges are great.
The Post-its, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What else? Because I think they invested Post-it notes. So Post-it notes are a Minnesota thing.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome, world. We also invented Target, so you're double welcome. That's a Minnesota company.
I actually did that.
I didn't want to get back to the lady though. Did she throw the old Midwestern, like the Minnesota, like when we say goodbye, it's like
45 minutes.
Yeah, like we like say goodbye and then like we start up another conversation before we say goodbye. But at that time we've said goodbye like 4 times, and that's literally how we are.
You know what? I don't remember specifically, but yeah, probably we were chatting for a while there. Yeah, she's a very nice lady.
Well, good. I'm glad we treated you well here in Minnesota. Like I said, we're a pretty nice state. We try to treat everyone fairly. That's for sure.
Did you get to play the course at all?
No, I didn't. I walked it for the Pro-Am, but I didn't actually get to play it. So I just followed one of the groups like during the Pro-Am. So that was fun, but yeah, I didn't get to play.
I was going to ask you, so you're putting all these videos and all this, but you're traveling around these events. Are you doing something other than the videos? So like when you travel around, are you like creating footage or gathering footage? Like you said, you're at the Pro-Am and you just walked it, you didn't play in it. Like what are you doing anything other than the videos that you're creating on your own?
No, not really. I mean, that was pretty much
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically I just was like contracted by 3M to go there and just kind of help promote the event and take videos and
it's amazing.
Like Instagram stories and make some TikToks and stuff. So yeah,
social media. Like I said, we've talked about this so many times on other episodes. Like there's a lot of negativity on social media, but there's so many good things behind social media. I mean, the friends, the people that we've met through Instagram and podcasts, it's literally probably the coolest thing. You know, you're talking to people from all over the world, all over the United States. That's probably the best part about this whole golf community, you know?
100%. No, yeah, it's been, I mean, I would say like the positive definitely outweighs the negative. So
for sure. So what has been like the weirdest golf combination that you think, like as far as video, like that you put together? Like we saw like the nail on the ball or the nail on the driver.
Yeah.
Like what is probably like your weirdest combination, you think?
The weirdest combination. I'm thinking I did play golf with a toaster.
You did? I didn't see that one.
That's deep. That's buried deep on the
we're gonna dig.
You don't need to go that deep. You don't need to go that deep. We got some cringe videos up there.
So how did it end if somebody doesn't want to dig that deep?
I mean, a lot of strokes.
A lot of strokes. Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, but you know, if you are curious,
You planted that marble was kind of weird.
Oh, the little white. Yeah.
White marble thing. That was kind of weird. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, I didn't. But I did see like you said, the world's smallest driver. So did you get that on Amazon? Where did you?
Yeah, that was on Amazon. Yeah. It's just like a training aid.
Sure. And then I really want to get one of those, the robot golf ball.
Those are cool, man. Those are really cool.
Those look really cool. Yeah, I seen you the par 3 challenge on that one. He stuck it on the green
with the robot.
Like, like it kind of like once you get past like a certain point though, it kind of like faded away from the phone, like lost.
Yeah, it loses the Bluetooth connection or whatever. Sure. But Yeah, those things are cool. I actually, my I got a little nephew, and he was a big fan. He's like 2 years old. He's a big fan of the
very cool.
Yeah, he was all in on that. So
I'd be a big fan too. That'd be fun to like prank your buddies with. You're like, yo, check this spin out, and you spin it like 40 feet off the green.
Does it look pretty real from a distance?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a golf ball. I mean, when you get up close, it's obviously just like a plastic shell with like a little motor inside. So it's kind of, you can't like really hit it or anything. Like it would definitely explode. But yeah.
This might be kind of a random question, but so if you could do like a 1v1 with another social media influencer with maybe one of your challenges that you put together with like the
mini driver.
Yeah.
Who's somebody out there on TikTok or Instagram that you'd like to challenge?
Oh man, dude, I'll tell you what, I've been crushing my guy, Bobby Fairways, Bob Does Sports.
We had him on the podcast.
Yeah.
He came on the podcast.
Yeah, we had him on the podcast.
That's a big get for you guys. Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's awesome. He's the man. Big. I mean, what a guy. Just a talented dude.
I think that was before Bob Does Sports was a thing.
Yeah, he was just starting that. So he was still pretty big, but he wasn't where he's at now. And the guy is just electric.
Just phenomenal. It's just, I mean, it's just an extremely talented dude. Just seems so positive. I've met him once. I've talked to him once. It was kind of before everything. It was last year at the US Open.
Okay.
And yeah, just the nicest guy. So,
I still think like
so funny.
He is.
Just love
like the content is like, again, it's like, it's very raw, which is the best part of it. Like, I think my favorite part though is when he goes and he films with his dad in the softball games.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable. The Jackals. Yes. I follow that religiously, man.
Oh,
so he's making like the T-shirts, like supporting the Jackals and stuff.
The Jackals.
Yeah,
that's the best part. He's a good dude, and he's doing awesome. Him and Cold Cuts.
Yeah, they're crushing it. He does a great job too of like making his friends like characters, and like you said, his dad, like he kind of just like uses all the people around him and like makes some characters in his.
He makes some characters, but they're like real people at the same way. You know what I mean? That's the cool part of it. So yeah, no, we love Bobby. We had him on here. So okay, so Bobby would probably be the guy. So you haven't teed up with him. So that would be the guy.
No, yeah, I've yet to.
Have you thought about starting to do something like that? Now incorporate your ideas, those videos, and maybe like, hey, let's try to make this even bigger.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I think like the long-term goal, I'm really trying to just like hammer down some YouTube content here, really, really start to pick that up. And I think, YouTube, I feel like kind of has more of a community of like, people getting together and like doing challenges and matches and stuff. So hopefully, get into a little bit more of that stuff. I think long form stuff, like, just like long-term is probably what I really want to do. And
it's kind of like
I mean, since you're in Dallas?
Yeah, you Dallas.
Yeah, right.
You could link up with the good guys.
I was just going to say,
for sure. Yeah, they're down here. I just did some stuff with Mason and Cold Busted Jack. Have you seen those guys?
No, I
think so.
Check them out. They're good. They're in like North Dallas, but
okay. What were their names? Mason what?
Busted Jack is their like TikTok and YouTube, and they're actually doing they're blowing up on YouTube. They're doing a great job. So
okay.
So they're good dudes.
Kind of been bouncing around a little bit, but said you went to the 3M Open. You've kind of traveled all over the place for different events. I seen that you were at the Cowboys Stadium. This was a little while back, but what has been probably like the coolest experience that you've had so far? Just being whether it's going to a tournament or meeting somebody, what kind of sticks out?
Coolest experience, I would say. So I did some stuff last year with NBC for like the Golf Channel for the Ryder Cup. So they basically had this like RV.
That's what I see. Yeah, the RV.
Yeah. Okay. So we
traveled all over.
We drove this RV like all around, and just like met up with like influencers and like like musicians. I got to meet. I don't know if you guys know who Ben Rector is.
Yeah,
he's out of Nashville. Got to do some stuff with him. Some like basically anybody that like NBC had connections with that we could like meet up with and make content. So that was really fun. That was like 12 days of just like being on the road. And then our final stop was at Whistling Straits for the Ryder Cup, which was, a bucket list item for me for sure. Checking out the Ryder Cup and just such a sick atmosphere. Like it felt like it was a football game, but it was golf. So that was cool.
Have you played Whistling Straits before?
No, I haven't. No, yeah, I mean, the most intimidating course I've ever looked at for sure. Have you guys played it?
No,
we're scared. So we went. Well, I went to the practice round when the Ryder Cup was here in 2016 at Hazeltine, and so I did kind of the practice round so I could take photos. So it was pretty cool to be right next to Tiger Woods and Rory and all these guys. Obviously, during the event, you can't take any photos or anything like that. So I was like, my wife and I went out there on a practice round, and it was still just packed. The atmosphere was so cool. It was electric. So I'm excited to go to the next one, the Ryder Cup. I think the Ryder Cup is coming back. Is it Minnesota? Is it?
No, wouldn't it be in Europe next year?
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, like, I'm trying.
Oh, you're talking like
what's the next US?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can't remember.
I will Google it and then I will interrupt when I find it.
Yeah, let us know. I'm interested.
I'd like to know. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. So the Ryder Cup was probably the one that sticks out most for you.
Yeah, I would say the Ryder Cup is probably the coolest one. Actually, the 3M Open too. I got to do some stuff with Jason Day.
I saw that.
Build some stuff. Yeah, that was, I mean, the nicest dude. So
he seems like such a great guy.
That shit.
2029 Hazeltine.
It's here. That's
here.
That was
that. Okay.
Here. So there we go.
So 2029.
Yep.
We're going to go.
Calendar.
We'll see you guys there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if we're feeling real spicy, we could go to Italy next year.
There we go.
We'll go to Rome.
Tell you what, that's another bucket list item to go to a Ryder Cup in Europe.
Derek and I kind of briefly talked about it, but he wasn't super serious about it. Dude, let's go. Let's go to Rome.
He's got roots in Italy, so it'd be kind of cool to do like a big tour.
You got family over there?
I don't know. Probably.
Originally from kind
of like coming home.
My family immigrated, and they're from northern Italy, outside of Milan.
Okay.
So as far as I know, there probably still are.
Yeah.
Dominic's relatives over there.
You just send out like a little Facebook post, just say, hey.
I could. I mean, my last name's unique enough to probably pull.
What's like the little thing where you spit in the vial thing? You could pull.
I did that.
And 23andMe or something?
Yeah, 23andMe.
I did that because I'm from.
You're not actually from Italy.
Well, it says I'm from everywhere over there. And I was like, well, thanks. Like I could have. So they make those for dogs too. And I want to get it for my dog, but I'm afraid she's going to spit in it. I'm going to send it off and then I'm going to get it back. And it's going to say, congrats, you have a dog. That's my big fear.
Are those things like just totally a fallacy? Like, is that
my map?
Yeah. Wasn't the whole thing that they're just like the government's just collecting all your data now?
Yeah, collecting all the data.
That's how they caught the Golden State Killer, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
or BTK or whatever.
I think you're right.
Oh, it was BTK.
We get a little off topic sometimes here. So we're Save Our Golf podcast. We talk about golf and things. That's our kind of our motto.
Yeah, we both have ADD,
so we're just all over the place. I was gonna say, not to get like too. I don't want to get political or anything like that, but it is going to be interesting on the next Ryder Cup because with the live golf, it's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Right?
That's going to be awesome.
You don't have to weigh in on all of it if you don't want to, but the live golf is definitely here to stay, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But again, you have pretty much JT and Rory kind of holding forward on the PGA and everyone else is kind of went over there. So we'll see. It seems like it'll be interesting during the Ryder Cup, considering
it will be. For sure.
Well, what's his face? Just won it, or not the Ryder Cup, but
Henrik
Stenson.
He just left. Yeah.
He just leaves and then he wins, and then
So he got like $4 million.
Yeah.
It'll be wild. So we don't want to get too.
What's your guys? Have you guys talked about the whole live?
Like every week.
That's a common topic. Yeah.
So I know my take on it. Derek can wait and kind of get his thoughts. I think it's definitely they do a better job for the fans, right? I said last week, like Dustin Johnson usually does the 3M Open. So like last year he was here and he gets cut every year before they actually start like really playing. So he and Polina can go home. Where now all of a sudden you have like a 4 or 5 year old kid obsessed with Dustin Johnson, Rory, or no, not Rory, but like, he's obsessed with Dustin Johnson or Bubba, for instance. Now he gets to go see Rory and Bubba, or Dustin and Bubba, play the entire round in a competitive format. Like from a fan's perspective, isn't that what you want out of the game? You want to see these players be competitive and you want to see somebody win. And granted, they look like they were more fun.
Yeah, it kind of takes me back to like the Happy Gilmore. They're kind of partying a little bit. Yeah, that quote definitely sticks out. But I definitely think it's here to stay. I mean, clearly, I think they've done their homework, considering all these guys that have kind of come from PGA over to Live Golf. I don't think they just went on a whim. I think they definitely did their homework. So
yeah. I guess it's a lot of foreign guys. For sure.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate though, because I feel like, I think competition is good.
Yeah,
definitely. I think that's and I think they're trying to break the mold from maybe some cliche things from in the past of just trying to break some barriers. But it is a little unfortunate now how there's definitely kind of button heads now with like Rory, JT, and all the different comments between Live players and PGA. So it kind of just unfolded out of nowhere.
For sure.
So I think that's kind of the downside on my take, but I think that it's definitely here to stay, and I think there's going to be a lot more issues moving forward for sure.
Yeah,
I think if the PGA was smart, they would market both, right? You do like, similar like the Ryder Cup where it's Team Europe, Team USA. You could do Team PGA, Team Live, have like an event.
Yeah, as I said, it's a good idea.
Go at it.
Wild,
right?
Wild.
Cool.
But
ratings through the roof. Everybody listening to that. You want to grow the game of golf? Yeah,
absolutely.
PGA dude's too much of a hard ass.
Jay Monahan.
Yeah,
I don't think Jay Monahan would ever do that. But
no.
Not a bad idea. What's your take?
Like, why not?
Yeah, right.
Huge.
I think that'd be sweet.
That'd be huge.
What's your take on like I said, you don't have to get too far in detail, but do you like the Live Golf?
Yeah, I think, I would agree with you. I think the competition's really good. I think, the PGA Tour maybe, from what players say, like it seems like maybe they're technically subcontractors, but then they feel like there's, maybe they have more control over them than they really should. And
sure.
I think competition's good. I don't I guess the only thing that's like kind of upsetting or just like frustrating is like now like all the best play, like for a fan, from a fan's perspective, now all the best players aren't playing in one place, and like I guess like how they've gone about like just kind of snatching these players and stuff. Like I get it, like good for them, honestly. Like they're they're obviously doing what they think is best, but it's just like it's a little bit just kind of sad as like a fan. You're like, all right, now I got to work between two tours here or whatever. So,
yeah. Well, and then the Live, it only has right now 8 events, and some of them are out of the country, so we're limited to what we want to see here. But I'm going back to Dom's point is like Brooks Koepka, same thing. He played in the 3M Open.
That was the other one. Yeah.
And then he same thing, like it was on 4th of July weekend, and he like missed the cut when I think he just won a major right before that. And, you plan on having him one of the best players. They market him and promote him because he's one of the top players, and then all of a sudden you miss the cut, and now you don't get to see him if you get a
miss the cut.
Right.
Quote unquote.
He wanted to get out of town.
That's a good take, though. I've never heard like that take. That's good. Yeah.
That's kind of we were talking about last week, and Dom came up with that take. I'm like, that's a genius take because nobody's really talked about that. The other take is, if I'm in that position as a golfer that doesn't maybe have a huge name, or I'm just kind of making my way to each tournament. These players are getting a contract right up front, so they're getting paid regardless. And so I think there's so many good golfers that are playing tournament to tournament that are spending thousands of dollars that maybe they don't have, and they have to make that cut. And we compared it last week. The field is obviously a lot different, but the Rocket Mortgage Classic last place finisher was 1 under for the tournament and made $16,000.
Right.
Where the Live Golf last place was 22 over and made $120,000.
Yeah.
And then the field is a lot smaller, but it's kind of like
right.
So, but again, we like to get everyone's take on it a little bit, just kind of here. So I think I think it's growing on people. I think we didn't really know what to think of it because it just kind of was like out of nowhere, But
yeah.
So with that being said, who is your favorite golfer?
Who's my favorite golfer? Honestly, wow. I would say my typical answer to that. Like Tiger Woods, everybody says Tiger Woods. That's kind of just like, all right, that's everybody's favorite golfer. Like we can, move on from that.
Other favorite golfer.
I feel like I've kind of got 3 guys that I really like. I'm a big, I like JT. I like Tony Finau.
Tony's a good one.
And I've been, you know what? I'm gonna catch prize and meet for this one. I'm a big Scotty Scheffler guy. I've been on that Scotty Scheffler train for like 3 years now. But yeah, now I look like a bandwagon when I'm like, oh yeah, Scotty Scheffler's my guy.
We've been talking about Scotty since like
he's smooth,
episode
man.
like 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's smooth. He's just
Last year at the Dell match play was like I'd watched him a little bit before, and then at the Dell match play, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's the man. Like just the chillest dude ever. It seems like.
He's kind of one of us kind of a guy.
Yeah, just you know like a very he just looks like a very average white dude.
Yeah,
just
fun to hang out with. Exactly.
Yeah, we kind of got like similar lanky body types. Like not really, like it's not like he's Rory McIlroy with like a 6-pack abs, like
a super fit.
Yeah.
The other guy too that kind of was sneakily good last year was Patrick Cantlay. I mean, he went through a lot with some injuries a couple of years ago, but that guy him and Scotty were like both dialed in last year. It was fun to watch, and the beginning of this year too.
Patrick Cantlay, I don't know if I've ever like seen that dude miss a putt for real.
He's so good. And then I don't know if you've seen that last week. His younger brother just set the record for the. So he's got an 18-year-old brother that broke the record for the junior AM for finishing. I think he shot 9 under through the front 9. It was technically the back 9, but he played it first, I believe, is what it was, or vice versa. But yeah, it's just like I didn't even know that.
What was
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Yeah, I had no idea.
He shot like a 61, 62?
Yeah,
something like that.
Nah, nope.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Right.
The kid's 18.
Yeah. Well, and then there was a kid that was a little over 12 years old that qualified. I'm like, where are these people come from? I mean, like I picked up golf kind of late too. I picked it up after high school and just got obsessed with it. But it's like you kind of like, I wish I would have picked it up at an early age and liked it. I played it a few times when I was a kid, but I was so terrible at it that I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. That's golf as a kid's tough, so slow and
it is.
It's not fun.
It's hard to grasp. If you're not naturally good at it, it's not very fun enough. But not to keep you on too much longer, but we do typically ask a few food-related questions.
I'll bring it. Yeah.
Food. So we kind of want to get your take on a couple questions. We want to get so far in Dallas. We want to know what's your favorite meal, whether it's a homemade meal or a restaurant. What's your go-to?
I'll tell you what, favorite meal. I just went out to dinner for my birthday. We got suggested I'm a big sushi guy. I'm a big sushi guy. We got suggested a sushi restaurant in downtown Dallas, kind of like in a high rise, very high end, not necessarily an everyday place you're going. Probably some of the best sushi I've ever had. It was called Sakura, I believe it was. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but Sakura. Yeah, just unreal sushi. The menu was just like one page, and there was like 5 different types of sushi you could get, and like that was pretty much it. So
that was it.
Okay. That was kind
of did you kind of bounce out of Blaine when you were at the 3M Open at all? Did you kind of go to any other places when you were in Minnesota?
Yeah, I went to it's a lake. It's got a pretty interesting name. Bigger Lake. What's it called?
BD Makaska.
No.
Or Lake Minnetonka?
Minnetonka. Yeah. Minnetonka. What's it called? Minnetonka? Minnetonka. Yeah. Lake Minnetonka.
That's a fun place. Sure.
One of the people working for 3M, they suggested heading up there. So crazy nice. I went to some really nice restaurant for dinner on the water there.
Sure.
And then I just drove around and like some of the biggest houses I've ever seen. Like
they're huge over there. Ridiculous. Yeah, they're ginormous. Yeah. The reason why I asked is when you mentioned sushi. So if you're ever back in the Minnesota area, there's a restaurant that just opened up like 3 blocks from where I live, but it's called Billy's Sushi. And it's a famous sushi place. And a lot of I'm not a huge sushi fan myself. My wife loves sushi, but I've heard nothing but good things from this place. And it's a lot of the Timberwolves Viking players they had out there, but it's like 3 blocks from my house. So if you're in the area, let me know. Like I said,
we're hitting up. What is it?
A couple different restaurants.
Sushi?
Billy's Sushi.
Billy's Sushi. I'll tell you what, not a typical name for a sushi restaurant, Billy's.
Exactly.
Typically they're using some like ancient Japanese word, but Billy's, I like it. That's like the most Minnesota thing ever.
Exactly.
Name of the sushi restaurant, Billy's. Love that.
I'm not a sushi guy, so I'll bring tacos.
Tacos are
Yeah, I'll stop at Fuzzy's.
There we go.
Get some tacos tomorrow.
Crazy good. street tacos in Texas for sure.
Yeah.
I love
next level street tacos. Yeah. Unbelievable. Everybody's got good tacos.
So if you're heading back home though, from your original hometown, where's the place to eat?
In Lancaster. Man, that's a good question. I feel like I'm gonna have a tougher time answering this one.
Is that far from Scranton by any chance?
It's like 3 hours from Scranton.
Oh.
So we're like, Lancaster is like, it's closer to like Philly.
Maybe like the cliche office fan that doesn't know that geography.
I knew you would.
Yeah, I would say like probably pretty similar to Scranton, like smaller town, like not a ton going on.
Okay.
A lot of Amish people where I'm from.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, big Amish community there. I was gonna like Lancaster. There's a restaurant. It's actually an Italian restaurant. It's called Luca in Lancaster. And it's more like, it's a little bit more uppity, like kind of hipster, like.
It's like a
bougie Italian
restaurant, like a buca.
Yeah, you're not
like a buca de beppo.
Yeah, you're not like grabbing takeout from it. You're going there. It's
a little
like,
high end.
Yeah, for sure. But it's a really cool spot. They got like, I've never had anything from there that wasn't fantastic. Like they do have a pretty unique menu. They're always serving like, use a lot of like radishes and like squid and like, I don't know, probably more like traditional, like Italian stuff. They put a little spin on it. Yeah. So,
see, these are the things we ask these questions so that like when you're traveling to these other events, you can get a handle on like, okay, if we're going to this place, like,
yeah. If you ever find yourself in Lancaster, I would hit up Luca. That's probably the best restaurant in Lancaster. Like just best food overall.
Sure.
Yeah. Really good. Like brick oven pizzas too. Like probably some.
Yeah. That's what you should have led with.
Yeah, brick oven.
No, the brick oven pizzas. Yeah, I guess the squid probably wasn't quite as appetizing. Yeah.
Yeah, you had me at radishes because I was like, "Ooh, I like radishes."
And then the squid.
and then you lost that squid, and then you brought me back at Brickfire Pizza.
Yeah, the brick oven pizzas, and they're throwing the pears on there and the balsamic glazes and stuff. And
so
that's
going
big time there. Yeah.
Well, Josh, is there anything else that you can think of that?
So you've made all these things where you drill a hole in a driver, you put all these different things in. What has been your favorite one that you've put in a driver?
Favorite one that I put in a driver. I'm trying to think my favorite like club.
Like what's the favorite club you've made?
Favorite club I've made. I guess the one that got the most like views probably was I made like a shaft out of chain.
Yeah.
And then welded, and I had a buddy like weld the chain together.
Yeah.
So that one probably got the most views. I would say that, that's exciting when a video gets a lot of views. So
do you have like a carpenter and a welder at your disposal? Like when
I got like a carpenter on deck. No, you know what? Believe it or not, I kind of jimmy rig a lot of the stuff myself, and then something like welding where it's like a little bit out of my comfort zone. I just had a buddy who I played golf with one time, and he's a welder. And I was like, "Yo, would you want to help me weld this chain club?" And he was all about it. So, yeah.
So do you have just like a bin full of random clubs and putters then from all of your previous videos?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. They're all just like in the back of my car right now. Yeah.
You just show up to a golf course with a random group of 3 with all your like made clubs. You straight up without any irons.
You should play as like a single and see who you get paired with.
Exactly.
That'd be
your
great.
Driver with your nail in it.
I've got this like super old, like TaylorMade tour bag that I keep everything in. It's just sitting in the back of my car right now.
There you go. Just
I tell you what, that'd be kind of a power move, just walking around with like a big old TaylorMade bag.
I think it'd be a good YouTube video for you, right?
What's that?
I said it'd be a good YouTube video for you. Just show up as a single and wait till the other guys show up.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I think it's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Josh, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate taking the time. I know you're a busy person, but love to have you on down the road and see where things take you. And I said, if we're ever on that area or if you're in the Minnesota area again.
Yeah. I'll probably be at the 3M Open next year at some. Yeah.
For sure. Love to get together and we'll dine you out, take you out to eat and maybe play some golf.
Love it.
You worded that really weird.
I did. We'll take you out to eat. We'll take you out to eat. Yeah. You got the point.
Appreciate you, boys. Thanks for having me on. It's been fun.
Absolutely, man. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure.
Heck yeah.
Take care.